Hey guys, Andos here, what's up and welcome back to another video. Do you ever feel like you get out-positioned in gunfights? Do you ever think, man, he only won because he had better positioning? Well, not to worry, in today's episode, I'm going to help you improve your Warzone positioning to help you with more gunfights in Call of Duty Warzone. Having good mechanics like aiming and movement is vital when it comes to winning gunfights. However, people do often forget positioning is also super important. There are so many variables when it comes to each gunfight. I think that's why positioning is such a hard skill to master. However, today we're going to drill down the subject, talk about some key points to help you get better. Disclaimer, some of these topics may seem basic, but please bear in mind players of all levels do watch these type of videos, so yeah, I'm just trying to help everyone out. Plus, these are probably good reminders as well. Let's begin. Tip number 1, always position yourself near cover. Having cover and an exit plan nearby is essential. Make sure to use the environment to your advantage. Make it hard for the enemy to see you or hit shots on you, and that will only benefit you. On a side note, have you guys noticed everyone hiding in bushes these days on the new map? Make sure to use the environment to your advantage. Tip number 2, don't expose your line of sight to multiple enemies. At all times, you should never have your body exposed to more than one person. That is a big no-no. The time to kill in this game is quite fast now, so having your body exposed to 2 or more people is not a great idea. A lot of times, you always get these moments where you see 2 people out of nowhere. Good players know this is not a high percentage gunfight, so they dip. Just look at the example playing in the background. I see 2 people and I immediately reposition and hold the angle. I notice some players just try to take the gunfight when exposed to multiple enemies hoping to get a kill. Live to fight another day, people. We often see highlights of pro players just obliterating everyone in the lobby. However, we tend to forget that good players are really good at reading situations and dipping out when the gunfight doesn't look so good. Tip number 3, change angles during gunfights. Next time you're in a gunfight, don't always stay stagnant in the same position for too long. If you don't change it up, you can be quite predictable. Remember to play elusive and play different positions to give yourself different looks. I often see players just hold one angle and play really defensive. Change it up, guys. Keep the enemy guessing. This way you can actually build good habits where you use flanks constantly and attack from different angles. Good players really understand how to use angles and are constantly repositioning while using the environment to their advantage. I know at times when an enemy team is pushing you, you can feel like you're in a really bad position or on the back foot. However, if you change up the angle and reposition when applicable, you can really turn the tide of the fight. I'll break down one of my gunfights and emphasize what I mean further. At the moment, I'm minding my own business and I get shot from behind. First thing I do is I look for cover and get to safety. We know the enemy is on the 2nd floor, they have elevation. We are currently at a disadvantage when it comes to positioning. Knowing that, I decide to reposition and get to the 2nd level. I trust my teammates to hold down the floor while I get a better position. Notice in this little segment, I'm holding the angle and trying to get a pick. I have 2 exit plans, the window or behind this wall. Always pay attention to your exit plans during gunfights. I'm engaging in the gunfight right now and I get shot. I don't really know the body count, so I play it safe. I take my exit plan, I armor up, I reposition and attack from a different angle again. I managed to get the down. I decide to push up and play aggressive at this point. Nice, I got the 2nd down. However, the teammate has self-revived. And at this point, I have 0 bullets. It's not looking good. So I get into cover and change my weapon. I know the enemy is going to ego chow me, so I ego chow the enemy instead. As shown in the example, you don't always have to fight from the obvious angle head on. Reposition and try to catch the enemy off guard. Next time you're in a gunfight, always try to think about what different angles you can take to attack from to give yourself the advantage. Before we continue, if you're enjoying the content or find any value throughout today's episode, please smash that like button, that would help me out heaps. Remember to sub to the YouTube channel for more Warzone tips and tricks videos. Check out the merch store at AndosGaming.com for gaming t-shirts and hoodies, links will be in the description. If you are interested in supporting the channel, please grab some merch. Everything is produced with super high quality with worldwide shipping. Also remember to check me out on Twitch at AndosGaming TV. I do have a face cam set up and try to interact with chat as much as possible. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's continue. Tip number 4, catch enemies rotating in and pay attention to the circle. When it comes to positioning, one of the best scenarios you can get is when you're holding people out of the circle. Next time you're fighting near the edge of the circle, remember to pay attention to the gas and identify if you're the gatekeeper or you're going to be gatekept, if that makes sense. If you're on the outside coming in, you want to rotate to the left or to the right to get into a better position. You don't want to be fighting the enemy head on with the gas behind your back. You need to be aware of the gas moving in and your rotations. If you're rotating towards the circle and the enemy team is holding you out, rotate hard and use the environment to your advantage. Once you have a better position, you can re-engage in the gunfight. On the other hand, if you're closer to the circle, the best thing to do is gatekeep enemies and use the gas to your advantage. There are so many times where I can get easy kills just by reading rotations and gatekeeping enemies. These are the kills you want, low risk, high percentage gunfights. I'll break down a couple scenarios to show you what I mean. In this scenario, me and my team have an advanced UAV. We have a few enemies on the right, however we see a golden opportunity to gatekeep some squads and third party to get some easy kills. The objective is to get into a good position to gatekeep all the targets outside coming into the circle, so we decide to head on our journey. We mark this position on the left here. Caldera is a bit of a walking simulation at the moment, so I'm just going to fast forward so I don't bore you to death. We get into position and I managed to get one down. Side note, I pop a UAV straight away for my teammates to make sure we have the necessary intel to win the gunfight. Super important to pop UAVs when you sense danger. There are so many times when my teammates have a UAV but are so tunnel vision in the gunfight and they forget. Utilize your UAVs to help you and your team. This is the perfect scenario. The enemy team has to run towards the circle. Our decision to rotate early to this position is going to pay off. We get the easy kills and everything worked out pretty well. As you can see, rotations are super important when it comes to putting yourself into easy gunfights. Sometimes Warzone can be like chess. Because the map is so big, thinking about the moves you make before the actual gunfight can be super beneficial. Side note, when it comes to gatekeeping, once you get the easy kills, most likely the other teams will try to gatekeep you coming into the circle. So it's a bit of a cycle. So you need to start thinking about rotating in. I think fighting on the edge of the circle is okay, but just don't leave it too late. When you're frantically running away from the gas, it's not good. Remember to pay attention to the gas and rotate accordingly. Tip number 5, use your positioning to be elusive. You're probably thinking, what the hell does that mean? A lot of the times in Warzone, there are moments where you're outnumbered or you're fighting multiple enemies. For example, if you're inside a building and you're sitting in one corner the whole time, most likely the other team will eventually pick you off as your positioning is predictable. You need to start thinking like a ninja. The goal is to get hit and not get hit. You need to stick and move. Sorry if I use a lot of fighting terms, I'm just really into combat sports in real life. Anyways, being stagnant with your positioning during gunfights can really put you at a disadvantage. Remember to constantly keep moving and make yourself a hard target to find. Kind of like a game of cat and mouse. I will show an example where I land at control center in Rebirth by myself at first and managed to get a few kills just by being elusive, stick and move, and having that mentality of getting kills while staying alive. Alrighty, in this situation, I'm not playing super aggressive. The main objective in my head is just to keep moving and stay alive while getting kills. I notice an enemy run past. I don't shoot straight away just in case there is another person behind. I hear gunshots and a third party straight away. I get 2 kills and dip out. Again, the main goal is to stay alive. This is my little safe spot in control. It's a great corner to armor up with pretty good cover. I don't stay for too long though, and reposition at this spot will most likely get pushed soon. I hear a gunfight upstairs, so I try to third party immediately. This part is super important. When the enemy has a better position than you, you don't always need to take the gunfight. Dip out and live to fight another day. I'm just gonna fast forward this part. Basically, I'm just not trying to stay in one spot. I'm trying to be elusive, just clear specific areas, try to stay alive while getting kills at the same time. Right now I hear a gunfight downstairs. Again, I try to third party, get the kill and dip out. Audio is super important when it comes to being able to sense where the enemy is. If you're not utilizing audio to determine the enemy's position, you're really putting yourself at a huge disadvantage. Anyways, I hear someone towards my right and I act accordingly. I get the kill and get out of there, get to my safe spot and armor up. Unfortunately, I do lose this gunfight. You can't win them all, but as you can see, just repositioning, being elusive can be really beneficial. Well, that is it for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. Remember to smash the like button if you appreciate the vibes. It does help me out a lot. Remember to sub to the YouTube channel AndosGaming for more Warzone content. I do try to upload weekly. Check me out on Twitch at AndosGaming TV if you want to see me play live. I'm always happy to say hello, answer any questions. Anyways, I wish you guys all the best and good luck on the Warzone.